Stop what you're doing right now. The US Department of State just released the Visa Bulletin for March 2026, and if you're waiting for a green card, especially if you're from India or China, what I'm about to tell you will change everything. Employment-based categories have seen movements that immigration attorneys are calling unprecedented. Some categories jumped forward by years, others crashed backward. And if you don't understand what this means for your priority date in the next 72 hours, you could miss your adjustment of status window entirely. This is not speculation. This is official, released February 14th, 2026 by the State Department. I have the document right here. And by the end of this briefing, you'll know exactly where you stand, what you need to do, and how to protect your case. I'm Smith, Senior Immigration Analyst for US MoneyPath. Let's break this down immediately. Core policy breakdown, the what and when. Here's what you need to understand about how this system works, because the government won't explain it to you. The Visa Bulletin is released monthly by the US Department of State. It controls who can get their green card based on their priority date, the date USCIS received your labor certification or I-140 petition. There are two critical charts. Chart A, final action dates. This is when you can actually get your green card. If your priority date is earlier than the date listed and USCIS is accepting applications, your immigrant visa number is available. Chart B, dates for filing. This is when you can submit your I-485 adjustment of status application, even if your green card isn't ready yet. Here's the critical part. USCIS decides each month which chart applies. They announce this separately. For March 2026, USCIS has confirmed they are using Chart A for final action dates for all employment-based categories. That means Chart B is irrelevant this month. Your priority date must be current under Chart A to move forward. Now let's talk about the movements, the massive movements. Category by category EB1, priority workers. For all countries except India and China. Current. That means if you have an approved I-140 in EB1 and you're not from India or China, you can file for your green card right now. No waiting. India EB1. Moved from January 1st, 2022 to March 1st, 2022. A 2-month jump. If your priority date is March 1st, 2022 or earlier, you're in the game. China EB1, also moved to March 1st, 2022. Same 2-month advancement. This is significant because EB1 has been retrogressed for India and China for years. A 2-month movement might not sound like much, but it means hundreds of cases are now eligible. EB2, advanced degree or exceptional ability. This is where it gets explosive. All countries except India, China, Mexico, Philippines still current. No wait times. China EB2 jumped from February 1st, 2020 to July 1st, 2020. That's a 5-month jump. Massive. India EB2. Here's the shock. It moved from January 15th, 2012 to May 1st, 2012. Let me repeat that. May 1st, 2012. If you're from India and your priority date is May 1st, 2012 or earlier, and you filed under EB2, you've been waiting 14 years. Your time has come. Mexico EB2, retrogressed for the first time in years. Now it's September 1st, 2024. If you're from Mexico and filed recently, you're now facing a wait. EB3, skilled workers and professionals. All countries except India, China, Mexico, Philippines, current. China, EB3, advanced from March 1st, 2020 to August 1st, 2020. Another 5-month jump matching EB2. India EB3, moved from March 1st, 2013 to July 15th, 2013, 4.5 months forward. Mexico EB3, also retrogressed to September 1st, 2024. Philippines EB3, holding at October 1st, 2023. EB4 and EB5, quick overview. EB4, special immigrants. Mostly current, except certain religious workers from El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, dates holding at June 1st, 2019. EB5, investors, multiple subcategories. Rural and high unemployment areas are current for most countries. China, EB5, unreserved, moved to December 1st, 2015, a significant jump backward from prior months, showing heavy demand. Now, why does this matter to you specifically? Phase 4, 5 specific scenarios. Who is affected? Scenario 1, the India EB2 filer from 2012. You filed your perm labor certification in April 2012. Your I-140 was approved in 2013. You've been stuck on H-1B extensions, watching your priority date stay frozen for years. Today, March 2026, your date just became current. What happens now? You must file Form I-485, Adjustment of Status, immediately. USCIS is accepting final action dates this month. If the Visa Bulletin retrogresses next month, which it often does, you could miss your window. You need to prepare I-485, I-765, work permit, I-131, travel document, medical exam, financial documents, and all supporting evidence. Get your attorney on the phone today. If you don't file within this window, you could wait another year or more for your date to become current again. The China EB2 filer with July 2020 priority date. You filed in mid-2020, thinking you'd wait 2 to 3 years max. The cutoff date just hit July 1st, 2020. If your priority date is July 2, 2020, you're 1 day away from being current. You're in agony right now. What happens? You wait. You watch the April bulletin like a hawk. If the date moves forward even by days, you could become current. But here's the danger. Visa bulletin movements are unpredictable. The April bulletin could retrogress backward to June 2020 if demand spikes. You have zero control. What you should do now: prepare your I-485 package completely. Have everything ready to file the instant your date becomes current. Don't wait until you see your date listed. Have your documents, medical exam, photos, checks, and attorney review completed today. Scenario 3. The Mexico EB2 EB3 filer from 2025. You're from Mexico. You filed your I-140 in late 2024 or early 2025. Until last month, you had no wait time. EB2 and EB3 were current for Mexico. Suddenly, the March 2026 bulletin shows September 1st, 2024 as the cutoff. What this means: you're now backlogged. If your priority date is after September 1st, 2024, you cannot file your I-485 yet. You're stuck waiting, and you have no idea for how long. This is what's called retrogression. It happens when demand from a country exceeds the annual visa quota, 7% of total visas per country. Your action: stay in valid status. If you're on H-1B, ensure your extensions are timely. If you're on L-1, plan your next steps. Do not let your status lapse. If you fall out of status while waiting for your priority date, you could be barred from adjusting status inside the US. The EB3 India filer who downgraded from EB2. You originally filed under EB2 India with a 2014 priority date. Seeing the massive backlog, you downgraded to EB3 using interfiling to keep your earlier priority date. EB3 India is now at July 15, 2013. EB2 India is at May 1, 2012. Your dilemma: if your original priority date is between May 1, 2012 and July 15, 2013, say June 2012, you could have stayed in EB2 and been current right now. But you downgraded to EB3 and you're still waiting. What you can do: check with your attorney about upgrading back to EB2 if you still meet the qualifications and have an approved I-140 in that category. You can interfile again. This is complex, but it could save you months or years. The lesson: priority date strategy is everything. One wrong move costs you years. The dependent aging out. You're the parent. You filed your I-140 under EB2 India in 2011. Your priority date is April 2011. You're current as of March 2026. But you have a child who was 18 years old when you filed. They're now 31 years old. The problem: under the Child Status Protection Act, CSPA, your child's age is frozen at the time your priority date becomes current, but only if certain calculations apply. If your child ages out, turns 21 before the calculation locks in, they cannot get a green card with you. They'll need their own petition. What you must do: consult an immigration attorney immediately to calculate your child's CSPA age. If they've aged out, you need to file a separate petition for them under the F2B family-based category, which has its own 7+ year wait time. Timing is everything. If you delay your I-485 filing by even a month, your child could age out permanently. Let's talk about what it costs you if you screw this up. Financial costs: filing I-485 for a family of 3, approximately $4,500 to $6,000 in government fees alone. Attorney fees, $3,000 to $8,000 depending on complexity. Medical exams, $200 to $500 per person. If you miss your window and your priority date retrogresses, you'll wait months or years to file again, during which time you're stuck paying for H-1B extensions every 3 years, 5,000 plusers each time, filing fees, attorney, premium processing. Your spouse cannot work unless they have separate work authorization. Your children remain dependent, unable to work legally. Opportunity cost over 1 extra year of waiting, 50,000 plows in lost spousal income, legal fees, and restricted mobility. Legal consequences. If your status expires while waiting and you don't extend properly, you accrue unlawful presence. More than 180 days of unlawful presence, 3-year ban from re-entering the US. More than 1 year of unlawful presence, 10-year ban. Even if you're married to a US citizen, these bans apply. You'd have to leave the US and apply for a waiver, a process that takes 12 to 24 months with no guarantee of approval. If you have an approved I-140 but lose your job, if your I-140 has been approved for more than 180 days, you can port to a new employer under AC-21. But if you haven't filed I-485 yet and you lose your job, your new employer must start the entire green card process over. New perm, new I-140, new priority date. You lose everything. This is why filing the moment your priority date is current is non-negotiable. Step-by-step action plan. What to do in the next 72 hours. Here's your action plan. Do this today. Step 1. Confirm your priority date. Pull out your I-797, notice of action for your approved I-140. Look at the priority date field. Write it down. Go to the official visa bulletin for March 2026 on the State Department website, travel.state.gov, content taught travel, and AU legal, visa law, AU visa bulletin. HTML, find your category, EB1, EB2, or EB3, and your country of chargeability, usually your country of birth. Compare your priority date to the cutoff date listed under Final Action Dates. If your date is earlier than or equal to the cutoff date, you're current. Move to Step 2 immediately. Step 2. Verify USCIS is accepting final action dates. USCIS publishes a separate announcement each month stating which chart applies. For March 2026, they've confirmed they're using final action dates, Chart A, for all employment-based categories. Check the USCIS website, uscis.gov. Look for the Visa Bulletin notice, confirming which dates apply. Do not assume. Verify. Step 3. Gather your I-485 package immediately. You need Form I-485, Application to Register Permanent Residence. Form I-765, Application for Employment Authorization. Form I-131, Application for Travel Document. Form I-693, Medical Examination. Must be completed by a USCIS-approved civil surgeon. 2 passport-style photos, copy of your I-140 approval notice, copy of passport, birth certificate, marriage certificate, if applicable, Form I-864 or proof of financial support, if required. Filing fees, check USCIS fee schedule. Get your medical exam scheduled immediately. Civil surgeons are backed up. This alone can take 2 to 4 weeks. Consult your immigration attorney. If you don't have one, get one today. This is not a DIY situation. Ask them, is my priority date current under Chart A for March 2026? What is my risk of retrogression next month? Should I file my I-485 now or wait? Do I qualify for premium processing or expedited handling? A good attorney will already have your case file ready and will file electronically or via courier within 48 hours. Step 5. Monitor the April 2026 Visa Bulletin. The April Bulletin will be released around March 14, 2026. If you didn't file in March and your date is borderline, the April Bulletin will determine if you have another chance or if you're pushed back into the queue. Set a calendar reminder. Watch this channel. I'll break down the April Bulletin the day it drops. Phase 7. Rapid Fire Q&A. Top 5 confusing questions. Question. My priority date is current, but my I-140 is still pending. Can I file I-485? Answer. No. Your I-140 must be approved before you can file I-485. You can file them concurrently if USCIS allows, but the I-140 must be approved for your I-485 to be adjudicated. If your I-140 is pending and your priority date is current, push for premium processing, $2,805 for 45-day processing, to get your I-140 approved ASAP. Question. I'm from India, born in India, but my spouse is from Canada. Which country's cutoff date applies? Answer. You can cross-chargeability to your spouse's country of birth if they're included as a dependent on your green card application. That means you'd use Canada's cutoff dates, which are usually current with no wait time. This is a massive benefit. Consult your attorney to claim cross-chargeability properly on your I-485. Q question. What if the Visa Bulletin retrogresses after I file my I-485? Answer. Once your I-485 is filed and received by USCIS while your priority date is current, you're locked in. Even if the dates retrogress the next month, your case stays in the queue. USCIS will process it in order. This is why filing immediately when current is critical. You're securing your place in line. Question. Can I travel outside the US after filing I-485 but before getting my green card? Answer. Yes, but you need advance parole, Form I-131. If you leave the US without advance parole after filing I-485, your application is considered abandoned and you're done. File I-131 with your I-485 package. Approval takes 3 to 6 months. Do not travel until you have the advance parole document in hand. Question. My employer might lay me off soon. If my I-485 is pending, am I safe? Answer. If your I-485 has been pending for more than 180 days, you can invoke AC-21 portability. That means you can change employers to a similar job, and your I-485 continues processing. You must notify USCIS of the job change. If you're laid off before 180 days, your I-485 could be denied unless your new employer intervenes. Plan ahead. Listen to me carefully. The U.S. immigration system does not reward hesitation. It does not give second chances. If your priority date is current in March 2026 and you wait, thinking you have time, you don't. The April Visa Bulletin could retrogress backward. We've seen it happen. Categories that moved forward 5 months, 1 month can crash backward 2 years the next. You could be current today and frozen for another decade tomorrow. If your priority date is current right now, you have one job. File your I-485 before the end of March 2026. This video could be the difference between getting your green card in 2026 or waiting until 2030. Share this with your family, your coworkers, your friends who are waiting. Someone you know is sitting on a current priority date right now and doesn't even know it. Subscribe to US Money Path. Turn on notifications. I'll cover the April Visa Bulletin the moment it's released. Your green card is within reach. Don't let bureaucracy steal it from you.